I'm gonna go into how you connect with your guides or how they connect with you. Now, once again, pick a card. I'm gonna put crystals, but I'm gonna look at and pull out these connections because I feel in some ways what can happen is, I mean, like we had some groups in there that are definitely struggling with seeing exactly what's being told to them. But this right here, we're going to be doing the Earth Magic Oracle and the Neo Rider Tarot. This is the rose gold, which is so pretty. Life Purpose. I'm going to pull some angel numbers in case that is how you guys get stuff. And then I'm going to be doing the tea leaf fortune in case some things come out there for how they connect as well. So this is going to be a lot of just different ways that either they send you signs or they communicate, or that possibly you pick up on things or gifts that you have that you're developing and you're not realizing that's why things are happening. Because sometimes we can get gifts in order to communicate, but we don't really know what they're for. You're just kind of hanging out with them and, hearing random songs in your head, and you're not realizing that it's clairaudience and your guides are trying to communicate with you through some song lyrics. And you're just like, oh man, I got a song stuck in my head and it won't go away. Well, there's a reason for it. But yes, this is what... My brain just blanked. These are the decks that I'm going to be using for this connection energy. Now, the crystals that I'm going to use... Let me move these out of the way. So the crystals that I'm going to use are amethyst. I'm just getting pulled straight to some stuff right now. But we're gonna do amethyst. I'm trying to get it to where you guys can see the rainbows in the crystal. Come on, show the rainbow. There's some really pretty rainbows in this amethyst, and I want to... But we have the amethyst. Oh, there's some right here too. But, yeah, this right here, there's some really pretty rainbows. But yeah, this amethyst right here, it's a Smokey Amethyst. And we're gonna have Apatite. This is a palm stone. People call them palm stones, worry stones. I don't know why I feel compelled to tell you guys that it gets called that. But this right here is Apatite. You can't see the sparkle, but it is very sparkly. The LED light isn't as kind to sparkles on these things. But we have Apatite right here for our second choice. Then we are going to do the Aura Quartz. This one is very, very shiny. I'm gonna see if I can make it to where it'll pick up a little better. It's like, come on, just... It's getting a little better. But yeah, this right here is Aura Quartz. there's that one. And then our last one. We're gonna do Aura Rose Quartz. Trying to see if it'll pick it up closer. But this has some really pretty rainbows in it. But yeah, this is Aura Rose Quartz. So you guys go ahead and make your choices between the Smokey Amethyst, the Apatite, Worry, Palm Stone, the Rainbow Aura Quartz, and then our Aura Rose Quartz. And this is gonna be how you connect with your guides, or how they send you signs, how they communicate with you. It's just like the whole gamut of like possibly things you are missing because you don't realize this is them talking to you or showing you things. However they decide is the best method. Or it could be, once you understand it, if it's something that makes you uncomfortable, possibly you can have a conversation and be like, hey, I know this is how you guys are trying to communicate with me, but it ain't gonna work because it makes me extremely uncomfortable. So we're gonna need to rework this a little bit. So at least that way there's some kind of, form of communication going on here. So our first group is going to be Amethyst. I'm hoping you guys had enough time to choose by now. So let's go ahead and dive into this. Just sit you guys over here. Okay. So our Smokey Amethyst group. Let's get started. How do your guides communicate with you? How are you able to connect with them? Pretty much just anything you should be looking out for as far as ways you're probably missing them trying to get things across to you. So let's see what's going on. Well, they communicate with you through rainbows, definitely, and they're trying to let you know good things are coming when you see these, but you guys really are pessimistic. It's like, it's pretty much when you're being shown this, you're probably in a spot where you are feeling very down about your luck. And if you see this, you kind of pass it off like, I don't even like care. Like, it's not like you're going to get excited and want to take a picture of it. It's going to be like, oh God, a rainbow. It's like you guys aren't really in the mood for dealing with this. And I'm not just saying rainbows in the sky. Rainbows can be like reflections. They can be in crystals. Like, I don't know, I could be holding up, like, this thing had rainbows in it. I love rainbows. And it's like, you guys could be like, who the fuck cares about the rainbow and the crystal? You're literally being called out over here. That's like, rainbows mean good things are coming. Quit being so damn, like, stubborn about it. And, like, not wanting to see the good stuff in anything because it's like, oh God, it's just, like, whatever. Like, it's like you guys get sent things and then like you throw it out because it's like you're just annoyed right now. You're just annoyed. And it's making you not want to see. I'm telling you guys, they one of them, I don't know if this is just for one person, but someone gets signals through alarm clocks. Hearing alarm clocks, them going off when they're not supposed to, just something dealing with alarm clocks. I don't even know why that's a thing, but someone's definitely dealing with that. Um, this tsunami thing with it being reversed, like it says wake up call for some of you, they literally communicate in dreams. Because this wake up call being reversed is almost like you're not waking up. You could go through sleep paralysis, astral projection, lucid dreaming. There's just a whole lot of stuff here where it's like how you guys don't pay attention to the signs when you're awake. You're not paying attention to all the information that's coming while you're asleep. You guys are very oblivious. Your guides try a lot. You guys are really oblivious. Stillness. They try every damn where for you guys. Like, we have lake with stillness being reversed. You guys don't see this either. So, not only do they communicate with rainbows, no matter where you see a freaking rainbow, no matter what you're dreaming about, how you're dreaming about it, through technology, because that alarm clock thing, they communicate through nature, through looking into water, through reflections of things. They try every damn thing with you guys. It's almost like they're exhausting themselves trying to find a way to get you guys to pay attention. Literally everything's reversed here. We have iceberg with submerged. Some of you, it's like I'm just straight up here and you need to go to the beach. I don't know why. Maybe some of you guys really get calm and are able to kind of let yourself get lost in your subconscious there. It might be the only place where they can kind of get a hold of you. It's almost like trying to call and get a dial tone or some reception. For others of you, they literally communicate through your body temperature. You can get chills. You can get very cold out of nowhere, even if it's warm. If it's cold, you can randomly get very hot out of nowhere. Certain areas of your body can either heat up or chill. It seems to me like they definitely have this thing where they're trying the gamut of trying to get your attention here. And this bottom of the deck, they, even with instincts, they try to put you in situations where you have to rely on your instinct, and that seems to be the only way that gets your attention, is when you're put into flight or fight mode where you're like looking at survival, and that's when you tune into instinct and you follow it and you listen to the signs. But it's more of a survival instinct. You guys aren't looking at the blessings, you're not looking at the peace or anything like that. That doesn't catch your attention when you're getting all those things. The only thing you pay attention to is what the fuck is going on here. Oh, hi, hun. But they're just kind of wondering, like, why is this the only way you pay attention to what we have to say? It's like, this isn't what they want to do. Like, they want to send you pretty stuff. They want to send you things that, like, get your attention in other ways. For some of you, you might get yelled at when it's nighttime, like, you know, spirits talking to you when it's nighttime because the moon is in here. Also, heightened sensitivity to certain things as well, because like I was saying, you guys could get body stuff, but that could also be your senses, like heightened sense of smell, heightened hearing, things like that. Especially if you guys are somewhere quiet, it's like things just heighten. That's them trying to connect with you too. I'm telling you, you guys, they try so freaking hard to connect here, and you guys are the most oblivious group to everything they send to you, unless you're trying to fight for your life. That's like the only way you pay attention. So let's see what ways they communicate. Oh my gosh, guys, they're kind of at a loss here. Like, how do they communicate? They're like, we're the Temperance card. We literally try to communicate with ourselves. We use ourselves. Like, they might even show themselves to you, and you're just over here like, nah. It's like, fuck. You might even see, like, visuals and shapes and clouds. Like I said, you guys are sent so much stuff that is literally ridiculous. they perform miracles in front of you and you're still oblivious. They're it's like you just kind of chalk it off as like, oh, it was great that that happened. It's like, what the it's pretty much that energy. Like, this is so like this energy of being oblivious that they're making themselves very known. You got the Page of Pentacles followed by the Five of Pentacles reversed. Like, they bring you, oh my gosh, guys. They bring you epiphanies, they bring you random ideas, they bring you things you want to look into, interesting subjects. They come out of the woodwork for you, for one thing. They don't like hide themselves. They see if something is not fair. They show you if something isn't fair, especially when it comes to money. Like, if you're giving too much shit to other people, they're gonna be like, hey, like, for some reason you guys pay attention a little more when it comes to money, so they try to speak to you through those kinds of things too. Like I said, that survival instinct. It's almost like they're trying to get you to hone your intuition through like listening to what you need to do in dire situations, which is not how they want to communicate. They want to send you nice things, but it's like you won't listen. You won't attune yourself to their alignment or whatever messages they're trying to send you, because it's like they send you good stuff and it's like the only thing you're focusing on is like, hey, this shit isn't okay, and they're like, oh god. It's like they're trying to let you know that they are trying so hard with you guys. They really are. It almost makes me at a loss for words because of how hard they're trying with every single thing, and you just completely glaze over it like it doesn't exist. They communicate through every element, through every medium. You got the Ace of Wands reversed. You guys really do not pay attention to them at all. You are completely oblivious to this huge ball of energy. Oblivious. You guys are so oblivious. Oh my god. I feel sorry for them. You guys are so oblivious. This is the Ace of Wands over here being reversed. This is like your spiritual antenna. I can't even talk. But it's like your spiritual rod that gets struck by lightning, so you can actually like get the messages. You're sticking it into the dirt. It's like you're just shoving it down in the dirt and you're not even realizing you're doing it. It's pretty much like you're using it like a walking cane and it's getting stuck in a hole and you leave it there. And they're just like at a loss here. They're like, how do we get through besides money? How do we get through? And that's pretty much the only thing that they're able to kind of get to you to anchor to, is ideas that make you money, or getting you to pay attention to people that are taking advantage of you. It's like you're pretty on it with that, but with listening to anything else, like them saying, hey, some good stuff's coming, hey, like, you know, just take some time for yourself. You guys are so bad at listening. Like, you're so bad at listening. And you have the Two of Cups reversed. I'm sorry, guys. They're over here feeling this. They're like, we are trying, because, you know, this is supposed to be the people coming with the equal cups and, like, offering the exchange. And it's like, you know, the good give and take kind of thing. Completely equal counterparts. And they're over here like, this is reversed. We are, like, giving our all over here and being ignored. It's like they're trying so damn hard. And it's with cups. It's with your intuition. They're like, listen. It's pretty much like, you might even hear randomly the word listen sometimes. And it's just like, what? It's like, this is literally like a group that's being yelled at constantly. Oh my gosh. They're impatient, guys. They are very impatient. There is this Knight of Wands coming in here. They are so tired of this Ace of Wands being reversed and you not listening and them trying so hard. They're going to start dropping things on you. Like I said, they're going to drop stuff. They're going to come in with their temperance energy and just start dropping things on you and making you get a move on and understand what they're trying to say. because it's not like, for this group, it isn't how they are communicating, it's literally like how you're responding to them, because they are dropping signs like it's hot, like it's just like all over the damn place, and you don't even get it. It's like whatever, like you're not even paying attention unless it's money, um which is not the way to go here, guys. You guys definitely have some guides that have a lot of patience, temperance with this patience. They got a lot of patience for you, and they're trying really hard right now. Oh my gosh, guys. You literally get the number that everyone talks about. The one that's posted all over the internet, the one, the 1111, the portal. You guys are gonna get the actual number that everyone talks about as the freaking mascot for repeating numbers. Like, do I need to pull any other numbers, to be honest with you? Because it's like they're trying to show you they really freaking try. Like, there's even people that post the 1111 all over the damn place. It's the most repeated used number thing across, like, whatever. Like, any kind of spirituality or whatever. You guys are... You're literally bombarded with stuff, and you're that blind. Like, they're... I don't even know how to put this. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I know I can be stubborn, but holy shit, guys. And okay, so we got this number 14, and it says I am practical. You guys are too damn practical. Like I said, it's coming out with this money thing. You guys, like, they're getting a little irritated that the only way they can communicate with you is through practical shit. It's like money, bills. Like, they might even send you repeating numbers on your damn bill. Like, like they try, okay? They try really freaking hard to get your attention. And it's like, it's saying you're open-minded to try something new, and you're wise enough to stop before you think and you jump into things. This is what they want out of you being practical. This isn't what you're doing. This is what they want. They are literally, like, letting you know, like, because this ignoring everything they're trying to tell you, they're literally telling you point blank, we are putting people in your life to help you open your mind and experience things, so that way you can see that the world isn't just this unfair place and you're pessimistic about everything and you're ignoring every damn thing we're saying. It's like they're trying to get you to open up and wake up. You got wake up call, and here it says wake up to who you truly are. You got these wake ups happening here. Like, you're sleeping. You're walking around sleeping and you're still not getting the stuff they're trying to tell you in your dreams either. And you got 33. I am expanding. This is a master number. Okay, master number 33. It's about expression, creativity, but it also reduces to the 6, which is love. They love you, okay? They really fucking love you. And they have a lot of patience with this temperance card. And they try really freaking hard with this 1111. And 33. They try, okay? You cannot knock them for trying. If anyone in this pile is saying, oh, they don't try to communicate with me, I don't have a connection, you guys are thrown so much shit that it's ridiculous, and you're just not paying attention. I almost feel like this would be a Misty pile, because I know Misty. I kind of want to send her this and see if she would actually pick this. But, and she is a 33 life path, by the way. It's just, this is reminding me so much about stuff she tells me. We got 55. I'm telling you guys, I am evolving. There is change happening. You guys are fighting the change with this Ace of Wands reverse too. They are bringing you change. Things that, kind of create a little unevenness that you got to balance back out. But it's because they're feeling like things are very uneven on their end with just how much they are sending your way, and you're saying, oh man, I don't have a connection, you know. It's not like you guys. They're like, it's like that, I swear, your guides have, like, they're a meme. They're a literal meme. They're that meme where it's like, we have sent you all the signs, and I'm still gonna go do the thing. They're that literal meme where it's like, this says no, this says no, this says no, and you're like, well, I'm still gonna go do it. And they're like, but we sent you every damn thing under the sun, and you're still gonna run off and do this thing. And you get 22. Pretty much everything except this 14 right here, the I'm practical, is repeating. I am aligned. They're letting you know that they are very connected to you. So if you guys are sitting here saying like, oh, I'm not connected and all this other stuff, they're calling you out. They are straight up calling you out. They're like, don't you even go and put this on us. It's pretty much what this whole spread is. Do not put on us that we aren't doing it. We are going above and beyond to get your attention, and you are flat out ignoring us. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you guys get 25. And the thing is, I am intelligent. They're letting you know, hey, we know you're smart. We know you are smart. They gave you the Page of Pentacles. They know you're studious. They know you will go and learn whatever you need to learn. But they're sitting here like, you are so smart, but you're stubborn as hell. You are so freaking stubborn. It's like they are trying so hard. Your practical, intelligent logic thing, like you're probably one of those people that are very logical, and you miss all the signs because you're trying to put something practical and logical on the signs, like why it happened. Like, this is why this happened. It's like scientifically proving every single thing they send to you, and they're like, why can't you just accept it? Just accept the damn thing. It's like someone trying to give you a present that you really, really want, but you're thinking of every reason why you shouldn't take the present, even though there is no reason not to take the present. It's like, you guys really have issue with this. Oh my, okay, I'm gonna read this 25 to you guys. It says, you have a great ability to take in and process information on both conscious and subconscious levels. Your curiosity is endless, and your desire to dive deep into a variety of subjects will bring you an immense awareness of the world. They want you to be aware of your surroundings. And diving deep into a variety of subjects, hello, Page of Pentacles over here. It's like they want you to just be open up to everything they're sending you, quite literally. They're like, what do we got to do? Like, they're getting very close. Like, they're already sending you body sensations. They're getting really close to just smacking you. It's like, is that gonna help? Is pretty much their attitude they're getting right now. They send you guys so much. It is insane. Oh shoot. Got a jumper over here. So we got teaching, and we got this Page of Pentacles over here. Inspiring young people to learn. They have a lot of patience for you because they're viewing you as a young soul. They're viewing you as someone that they're trying to teach, that you're studious, you're smart, you understand things, but you need the nudge to trust your spiritual sense a little more. You trust your intellect so damn much that there's a crazy imbalance with it, and they're trying so hard to be patient while you're learning this. Like, they're literally, this teacher is an angel. Freaking angel of patience over here. Okay? Like, I don't know if you guides, I'm talking to your guides now because they're upset. But I don't know if you guys have looked into if there's an angel of patience or something, but I feel like that might be an actual guide that is working with you, or possibly that's probably the only one that can stand to keep working with you because of the patience thing. But you also have healer, spiritual gift of healing and desire to share it with others. Now, this practical energy is very Virgo-like energy. And Virgo is this healing energy. It's being of service, helping other people. Now, they try to communicate to you through healing energy, through seeing others healing, through understanding, like I said, this life or death thing, for some of you, the way they work through you, if you're in the medical profession, is you're the one that understands and like immediately gets what needs to be helped. Whether that is mental health, whether that is dealing with rare illnesses. This could also be those that are spiritual healers. Like, you just get the missing piece. And it's like, you're like, oh, that's great. And they're sitting here like, yeah, it's great. It's because we've been trying to tell you for like a month now the same thing. We're glad you came to the conclusion a month later because you thought about it really hard. But you could have known this a long ass time ago. That's pretty much what it is. They're having to be patient with your learning process. But they're trying to tell you to amp it up a little bit. They're like, can you please just be more aware so you can get the answer sooner instead of doubting it and tearing it apart and then saying that it isn't anything. And then you get family. So literally people, whether it's soul family or blood family, people talk to you. I'm telling you, they send every damn thing under the sun to you guys. They literally use other people as mouthpieces to tell you what they have to say because you just don't listen. And then you don't listen to those people because you're like, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. It's like, you guys, like this Ace of Wands, you guys just chunk it like, oh yeah, thanks for the advice. It's like, you guys are so like, it's making me feel like you're spiritually lazy because it's just like, whatever. Like, it's like, oh, that's great and all, like, kind of thing, but you still keep doing what you're doing until you learn it yourself and you're like, oh, that makes sense. And you completely forget about everything they sent your way in order to tell you this. So it's like you didn't learn anything. I literally said energy healing, and we have energy healing out here. And then we have time to decide. You guys need to decide this. Like, they can keep sending these things all day long. But unless you guys decide to start listening, like, you're never going to hear it. Even if you're listening to me now and you're sitting here like, yeah, that sounds about right. It's like, if you don't start actively, like, deciding to be aware of these things, you're just going to keep doing it. You're going to keep being late, like the last one to get on the bus and understand what the heck is going on around you because you're deciding to be so damn practical about everything. There is magic. There is practical magic. Guys, like I said, you could do certain things that aren't like these crazy spiritual healing jobs. You could be doing like being a teacher, being a doctor, being a counselor, being a therapist. There is so many things that it doesn't matter if you feel like, oh, I have a practical job, so that means that I'm not as spiritual. No, that's bullshit. You guys are like literally thrown and bombarded with signs about blessings. They want to throw signs at you telling you there is good shit. They're not trying to throw you signs and tell you, oh, like, this horrible thing's gonna happen. Because literally that's the only thing you look for, is if something bad is gonna happen. And they send you every other sign under the sun telling you, hey, no, there's actually some good shit, and you don't pay attention. And then, oh my god, how many times are you guys gonna get study? Oh my goodness. Okay, Page of Pentacles, we got teaching, and we have study. And then you guys have the angel numbers that were about learning. They want you guys to stop and learn. They want you to pay attention. And if you look at this guy. Look at him. Does he look like somebody that has been, kind of new to this thing? He is like, he's been waiting for eons and just looking, literally. Like, There is actually, in this picture, I don't know if you guys can see it. I think I bumped the camera a little bit. But, in this picture, there is not only a book he is looking at, but this thing right here is a keyboard. This is a keyboard in his book right here. So not only is it him looking at a book over here and studying, he also has a keyboard that he's typing with. Like I told you guys, technology. They communicate through every damn thing in your house. When you're outside, in your house, while you're asleep, they communicate through everything. They are feeling like kind of helpless at this point because it's like, I don't know what else to throw at this person. It's pretty much what they're feeling here. And it's like synchronicities, everything that they throw at you guys, you just kind of brush it off. You just brush it off. Oh, that was a coincidence. It's like, they're like, how many back-to-back coincidences can we throw at you before you guys finally understand that that was a sign? Like, they are at a loss. They're completely at a loss for this right now. Let's see some other ways. Since, I mean, you guys are literally a walking sign magnet that doesn't pay attention to all the signs. I mean, if anything, you guys have so many signs following you around. Other people see your signs before you do. That's how oblivious you are. And that's why people are made to come and talk to you. Because it's like, well, how else are you going to hear the message? Because you're not listening to anything. You have wind chimes. They communicate through sound. Like I was saying, literal, some of you, it's wind chimes. The elements through like walking outside and all of a sudden a breeze smacks you in the face. Like, okay, it wasn't windy before I walked out here and all of a sudden you're getting smacked in the face. It's like quill through writing. Some of you, automatic writing would be good for you. You have shark here. And this says, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Like I said, the only time you guys pay attention to them is when it's money. That's it. It's like you guys literally have a card calling you out here that is saying like this material thing is the only time you guys pay attention. So yeah, they use that way to get your attention because it seems to be the only way you pay attention. And then November, some of you are getting a date. We got November, we got diamond, we got tulips. So, God, I don't know how, dude, you guys have the most patient guides. Oh my gosh. We got turkey. Do you guys know how angry turkeys, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm about to say how angry turkeys can get, and look at what this says. I'm dying over here right now. This literally says, someone who is behaving stupidly. This is literally what this card says. I can't. Your guides came out, and I had a feeling, but I didn't say it because I felt kind of bad, but it's like that card that was like, I am intelligent. That feeling I was getting is they're saying, we know you're smart and you're acting stupid. And literally, you guys get a card that says someone's behaving stupidly. I can't. Oh my gosh. And then we have fair man with blonde, gray, or white hair. So, and then we have barrel. You feel like something's lacking. Like I said, they communicate with you literally through lack because that's how you pay attention. But then you don't pay attention to any of the good stuff like the peace, the harmony, the presence, the passion, just anything. It's like you basically don't pay attention to anything. It's saying get back to the basics. Like you guys need to get back down to ground zero and realize just how much stuff you're missing. Because the only stuff you're catching is when stuff doesn't work out. And then you're like, oh, that's why it didn't, and you pay attention to some signs and get on track. Whereas you have stuff all around you trying to show you stuff so you get it sooner. This gray or white hair is like cracking me up over here with this fair man, because we had that guy on the bottom of the deck with the keyboard that I told you he looks like he's been around the block a few times, and he has both a book and a keyboard. He got the old fashioned shit going on with the technology. They are trying all, like, they are getting gray hair over this, guys. They are getting stressed. They are trying to figure out how to make you understand that they're communicating with you. Oh my gosh. Guys, I told you if you don't start paying attention, they're gonna smack you, and there's literally a club on the bottom of this deck. I'm so done. It says someone will try to make you do something against your will. Like, you straight up, they're gonna come in and smack you with something and be like, you didn't listen to shit. You literally didn't listen to anything. So you know what, we're gonna force your hand a little bit and make you listen, since you seem to be having such a tough time getting this. Like, literally. There isn't, oh my gosh, like, this pile gives the energy of Taurus, not like the sign, but the literal energy of Taurus a run for its money with how stubborn it is. Like, the full-on energy. Because this is just like, you guys are like, oh, I'll pay attention to something happening with my money, or like, some stuff. Maybe love, maybe relationships. That's a big maybe, because you guys basically had the money thing coming out here. But if some of your relationships start falling apart and that affects your money, then you'll start paying attention to some signs too. But it's mainly, they try every damn way. And for some of you, they connected to you last November, and they've been bombarding you with this shit. Like, there was something that snapped last November. It could have literally been the 11/11 portal. I said that earlier in this reading. Like, November 11th, the 11/11 portal, and you guys have 11/11. They literally communicate with you so much that they repeat messages through everything. There is like nothing they have not tried to get your attention. And what they're saying right here with this, look, there's even numbers in this damn picture. Like, I can't with this group. What's going on with you guys, huh? What is this? Look at this. There's numbers all floating around in this thing. Once it'll focus. There we go. See all those numbers. But this is naked decision. You guys are literally surrounded by signs. You are being swallowed by them. You're drowning in them. You're submerged in them. You have a card with it. Like, you're literally breathing signs. And it's like, decide to see them. It's literally all you have to do is decide. You have to decide you want to see them, and that's it. That's all you have to do, and then it'll flow right in for you. And you guys picking this amethyst with the rainbows in it, and it's saying you don't look at rainbows, you better look at these rainbows. Look at this. This is telling you good stuff is coming. Blessings come with the rainbows for you guys. There is rainbows all in this amethyst, all up around it. Okay? This is probably one of the most rainbow-filled crystals that I have. Okay? And it's saying, you guys ignore rainbows. And this is, like, I really do think it's one of the most rainbow-filled crystals I have. And it just so happens you guys ignore rainbows. You guys are ignoring the message of the crystal here. And this is Smokey Amethyst. It has protection. It has grounding. It has the psychic awareness, the senses, the alignment, the connection. There is so much with this energy that it's like they're literally screaming. If I've done readings for you and you've been yelled at, this is why you're getting yelled at. Is because you're not listening to anything. You're literally not listening. You guys cannot complain about being yelled at in your readings if you're literally being thrown everything and you're not paying attention. You're even being thrown flowers This diamond thing, you're being thrown messages through crystals. Like, there is no way they do not communicate with you. Like, any way you can think of, they have tried. They have tried it multiple times. They have repeatedly tried it to get your attention. Because they know you're intelligent, but you rely so much on your intelligence that you are just deaf. And they're like trying their damn hardest because they know you have a lot to offer. But it's like you're stuck because what you're wrapped up in is this mundane energy. This, like, stuck in that boring day-to-day energy as opposed to the awakened present day-to-day energy where you're literally just living in your purpose and you're happy with it instead of kicking it around. Like, you guys got the club and you got the Ace of Wands over here, which looks like another club. They're smacking some sense into you somewhere. They're tired of you sticking the club in the dirt and acting like it doesn't exist. You guys really, you guys have some patient guides because this has been going on for a while. This isn't like it just started yesterday. This, if they're sticking November out there, they really started getting loud with this stuff back in November. They really started getting loud. And you guys have still been ignoring it. So, now that I finished that pile, I need a drink. You guys see me drinking my water. A lot of times, hun, if you come in on the pick-a-cards and you're sitting in one and you weren't there before, usually there's messages in there for you. But also the other crystals that there are to choose from are going to be the blue apatite, which is next. It's going to be this one. Or the rainbow aura quartz is going to be the one after that. That one is so sparkly and bright that it's hard to see it in the light. And then the aura rose quartz for the last one. So if you're pulled to any of those as well. But if you come in on a message, sometimes it really is, you're there to hear something from it. And then if you're pulled to something else, there's more for you to know. So, our next group, blue apatite. Let's see what's coming out for you. Let's see how your guides communicate with you, how they try to connect with you, how you might connect to them, like maybe you put in the effort to try to connect to them and you get feedback. Obviously I didn't get that message in the first group because it's not happening, but since that's coming through, maybe you guys do actively try to make contact with them, but you don't understand how you're getting it back. So maybe let's look into it and see how they're trying to connect with you. See, you guys are awake. Unlike my sleeping first pile. You guys are awake with wake up call being upright here. You guys definitely, I feel like some of the ways you have connected is through going through a lot of very harsh times, very tumultuous times, possibly going through healing, ego death kind of thing, where you're able to shed things that once, serve the purpose of protecting you, but now you realize that if anything is taking away from you, they're really connected to you when you're doing that, especially emotionally. If you call on them, they connect to you very easily. You guys are very in tune with them. You also have this this flow is a cycle you guys have that you go through where you get very in tune, like the veil feels very thin, and then it gets like the veil gets less thin. It's like a cycle you guys repeatedly go through, but you know that they're always there. And that could be why sometimes it might seem harder to have contact with them. And okay, so shaman, just gonna come straight out and do this. Ancient healing wisdom, and this is reversed. Some of you, how they're trying to connect to you is literally through your gifts and through your internal wisdom, but some of you don't trust that. That's when I feel you guys get very disconnected, like, you know, the cycle that I was mentioning before. When you guys are very open and in tune and the veil is very thin between you and your guides, it's like you feel very on point, you're following things, you're going with it, but then it wanes, and it's like that waxing and waning of the moon. It starts to wane and you begin feeling a little left out, like you're not having that connection, when in reality what you're being given a choice or literally the time to do is to tap into your own wisdom, your own intuition, so that way you can work on what you have by yourself, so you're not always dependent on what they have to say for you, because you really have a connection with them. You guys have tree with grounding. They really connect to you when you're still. When you allow yourself, especially with this like ancient wisdom energy here, shaman, tree, this is all very nature based. They easily connect with you through nature. Your intuition also is louder when you're out in nature. The more you're intertwined in technology and like the fast-paced things that are going out in the world, which we all have to deal with, but the more you're being disrupted by your phone, by your computer, by just other people's energy, and the more ungrounded you are, more uncomfortable you are in your own energy, it just gets distant. It's almost like it becomes a phone call with static, as opposed to like a very clear receptive connection. And it's like whenever this happens, they're letting you know you can get back to the connection if you calm yourself, because typically what seems like happens here is when it starts pulling away, you guys panic and your energy becomes very panicky, so you can't ground yourself. When they're pulling away, this is a time for you to heal. Like your ancient healing wisdom is trying to come through here. You block it off because you're scared of the silence, but there really isn't silence. Like you need this stillness to ground yourself. Like you can't constantly be all up in this and not be connected to the earth. You're not going to be able to pull anything down. And you guys got both of these upright. Like, unlike the first group, because they got the same, like, the wake-up call, submerged, and blessings with rainbow, you guys are connected, okay? You guys see these things. You know what signs they send to you, what they look. You look for the signs constantly. You're the ones that are like, I see that, I see that, I see that, and you take it as confirmation to keep doing what you're doing. But as soon as that starts like turning into a drizzle, or like less than this huge amount of confirmation coming in, you start doubting yourself. You become unhinged. You start like really doubting everything you're doing, when in reality they're just backing off so that way you can do your thing. Like they don't need to hold your hand all the damn time and like smother you in confirmation in order for you to get your blessings. Those just come. Like you guys are doing the right thing. You just gotta trust it. When they let you kind of go and do the little birdie thing and fly on your own, you gotta trust it. And then we have, see, this is what I'm saying. You guys sit over here trying to contact the living hell out of them when they disappear, because you got ceremony with invocation over here. This is someone like doing, like she's doing crystal work. She has candles. She got every damn thing going over here. She is just trying her damnedest because it's blocked off right now to call it back. And seriously, you guys are given breaks so you can learn to trust your inner wisdom, your higher self that's feeling very neglected because you listen to every damn thing around you except your higher self. If you're grounded and you start tapping into your own wisdom, it's almost going to be like you need this time in between what they're doing in order to hear the messages of the soul of yourself. So it's a blessing in itself over here that you guys are being given the waxing and the waning of the gifts that you have. It's like you're getting a break. You're being able to rest. Otherwise, you guys would be run ragged constantly. So let's see some other ways with this connection, communication. Well then, so like I was saying, they definitely communicate with you when you're going through rough times. They are very connected. They're very there with you when you're trying to heal through very harsh things, because having death come out as a way they're connected with you. This could also be someone that's passed on that is connected to you, and they communicate through your gifts by literally like waking you up from your sleep, being in your dreams. Like they've passed on, but they're still in your dreams, and that's how they're communicating with you. But then it's like as soon as they're not there, you feel very lost, and that's not what they want. They want you to be able to do stuff independently. They don't want you like completely dependent on them giving the green light every time you think of an idea. They want you to discern it for yourself. Temperance coming out again. You guys have very patient guides, but also they are very present. Like the last the last pile, very present guides. You guys get signs, but you're made to learn patience. You're made to learn the waxing and the waning of how your gifts and how the veil works for you. You guys are meant to learn this because you're meant to transmute, with temperance, you're meant to transmute the time of quiet that you get into self-awareness and into tuning into your own personal wisdom. Like I said, there's this dependency on being able to take action here that really comes out in this group. They're very patient with it, and of course they really step up their game, and they're very present when you go through some really harsh things. But when there's things you can do on your own and like kind of work through them, they want you to start thinking for yourself. They want you to ground yourself and be comfortable with yourself so you trust it and you feel secure in your own body. So you feel secure in your own body. You get the Eight of Swords over here. You guys definitely have some mental hang-ups when it comes to you feeling like they just left you and they're not giving you signs anymore. You can't trust anything. The fear, the anxiety, but you're doing this to yourself. You're literally doing it to yourself. Like you went and put on some ropes and stood in the middle of some swords. You guys are just chilling there. Okay? You're probably holding the tie in your hand that you can just pull and things come off. It's like you're literally holding them there saying, help me. Help me, help me, help me, help me. And it's like all of a sudden the rainbows come out again and you're like, yes, okay, I can start doing things. And that's not what they want. They want you to tap into your wisdom here instead of being scared of it. It's like you're literally scared of being alone with your own light. And you have the Four of Wands coming out. I'm telling you, this group, you guys just want to be constantly celebrated, to get constant confirmation that what you're doing is the right thing. It's not bad to get acknowledgement. It's not bad to get confirmation. But there is a sense when it can become detrimental, because if that is the only time you do something is if you get confirmation, you miss out on opportunities. You miss out on things that can bring you a lot of happiness and a lot of things to celebrate. And sometimes in this energy, you won't even celebrate things without confirmation, because it's like, oh, if I celebrate it, I'll lose it. It's like this kind of mindset is what keeps burying you. Is because you keep going to this thing like, oh, I'm gonna lose it, nothing's gonna stay forever because my guides aren't with me right now to confirm that it's gonna stay here. It's like, no, trust yourself. Learn to kick out these thoughts that are just coming in and making it harder for yourself. You're literally making a self-fulfilling prophecy that you can't celebrate any of the blessings that come in for you, because it's like, I feel alone right now, when literally your higher self is screaming. And then you have the Knight of Cups reversed. You, oh my gosh, and the High Priestess reversed on the bottom. You guys, you really don't trust your own intuition. You don't trust it. You trust your guides and you trust the confirmation you get, but you do not trust your intuition. This Knight of Cups being reversed, Cups, intuition for me, emotions, you don't trust a lot about yourself. High Priestess reversed, it's like there is so much knowledge that you guys have, like freaking ancient wisdom over here, ancient healing wisdom at that. And it's like, you guys don't trust it. You don't trust it at all. It's like, it's not a secret to you, you know it, but then you put all this fear on yourself, like, well, I probably don't even know what I'm talking about. It's like, you guys really, like, go down this hole, and you kill it off before you even started over here. And it's like, that's when they come in, they're like, what are you doing? Is pretty much what's happening. It's like, we leave you alone for a minute, and you're tearing down everything that you work so hard to create just because we weren't here to tell you, yeah, you did a good job. It's like, this is like a big confidence thing for you guys. And okay, you guys had 3 cards come out with these angel numbers. 26, I am tactful. This adds up to an 8. Like this 8 of Swords. You have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. So you're good at meeting the needs of others, but where are you for yourself? Like, when are you going to show up for you, huh? When are you going to show some of that love over here instead of constantly letting it die as soon as you feel like you're alone? 777. I am in the flow. Your purpose flows from within you, and everything that is unfolding or being revealed to you is part of your purpose, a state of peace and calmness in your soul. Temperance is peace. Guys, they're coming through trying to let you know, don't kill things off that are coming in. Don't sit here and doubt this feeling of calm that's coming in. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Some of you, like, this calmness, this grounding energy, you guys need it and to feel comfortable. Some of you are scared shitless of this grounding energy. It's like you can't take quiet. You can't take it. It like drives you nuts. And it's like, when you're actually in this state of flow, like temperance, flowing the water back and forth between the cups, doing that alchemy, when you're in that flow, you're gonna be at peace. You're gonna be calm. You're not gonna feel like this rush or this anxiety over here that you guys keep putting yourselves in. And oh my gosh, 1010, I am patient. With temperance over here, this patience energy. Keep your thoughts positive and be patient as everything is working for your highest good. Trust that your angels are working behind the scenes to help you. When they are not around, they are working behind the scenes, guys. And this 8 of Swords energy, they're telling you, keep positive. Don't immediately start doubting yourself and tearing yourself down. Going into this place where you're not worthy because you're not able to connect. It's like, You guys really go into this place where it's really not healthy as soon as you feel a disconnect. When what all it is you being more connected to your own intuition is the thing here. That's it. That's the only thing. You're not being punished. Everything's gonna be okay. You guys just need to trust your intuition a little more. That's it. 66, I am positive. Your guardian angel is teaching you the essence of unconditional love. You are encouraged to have faith that the universe will provide for you while you are manifesting your inner desires. They have to literally come in and tell you guys that you're the guardian angel. They're going to keep coming in and saying they're your guardian angel, and they're helping you even if they're behind the scenes. It's like they dip so you can feel yourself. That's it. That's all they're doing. They're saying be in the flow and be patient, stay positive, learn yourself, learn that you don't need this Eight of Swords energy. You just need to feel grounded and comfortable and secure within yourself. You don't need all this backup constantly. And then 15, I am wise. Okay, so we get wisdom and I am wise. Your love for others is powerful, and you are able to spread your gift of support far and wide. Your curious and social nature brings you into contact with a variety of people, all who would benefit from your warm, heartfelt words of wisdom. Some of you guys really doubt yourself in this respect. You really don't feel that you have this wisdom. You really don't. You have this huge doubt with it. And so when you're left to your own devices, it's pretty much like, I'm a fuck up. It's pretty much the first thing that comes out. And it's like, it's because you're completely dumping your intuition off because nothing's coming through and you feel like you did everything wrong. And then you end up abandoning things because you're not getting confirmation. When in reality, your angels are needing to do a slight dip to do some behind the scenes stuff because they're busy. And you're over here like, oh shit, no one's talking to me. I fucked up. They want you to be independent. I am independent. Literally. I am independent. I don't know how many times I gotta repeat it for you guys. But the quality of work you can produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious, capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. They're literally letting you know you can do this better by yourself than you can with them giving you confirmation. That's why they leave you to your own devices. You can work so good without getting constant confirmation that it's ridiculous. But it's like you're making it to where you're trying to hold their hand the whole time and you're not exploring everything because you just get scared. They're really trying to give you some wings to fly here. They really want you guys to claim some independence and celebrate yourselves and having independence a little more. Leadership. Take charge. You guys, they really want you to just step in and own your energy. Just own it. They want you to own things. Instead of being like, I need confirmation because I don't really own anything. They're like, it's straight up bullshit. You need to own all the stuff you've been doing. You need to own all the healing you've been working through. You need to own all the stuff you're creating and how people really like being around you and how people really trust you. You need to own these good things about yourself. And then you need to step up into the role and be independent instead of feeling like, you're this really lost little thing that really needs help here. They're like, no, you're not. Strength. They're just going to keep throwing these things at you. Everything you've experienced in your life has made you strong and courageous. I don't know how much they're going to need to yell at you guys that the reason they leave you alone, the reason they stop sending you these caboodles of confirmation is literally because they want you to recognize that you have strength. Not because they're abandoning you, but because they want you to realize how your own energy feels. Because you guys know how your guides feel. You know how it feels when they're there, and you know how it feels when they leave. You know exactly what that feels like. So immediately when you feel to leave, you're like, oh shit, I'm fucked. It's like, they're like, no. No. They're like trying to come in and just start screaming no, because you go down into this dip as soon as they're trying to do their thing. When they just want you to have some strength here. Like, this one's acting all weird. Protected. You're safe and supported while you change your career. So some of you are changing your career, and that's the reason why you are freaking the flip out over here, and you're feeling like nothing's connecting. You're not getting the signs. It's because they're like, trust it. You are protected. We're working. This is the behind the scenes cards over here. They're working behind the scenes. You just need to feel secure in yourself. That's it. Ground yourself. Pull that chaotic energy down a few notches and have some more confidence in yourself. Have more faith. School. The answer you're seeking involves going to school. For some of you, the reason that you're feeling very self-conscious is you feel like you don't know enough. And if that's the case, they're letting you know, do what it takes to make you feel confident. They're not saying that it's like, just be confident. If you need something, especially if you're changing career and you're like, I don't feel comfortable enough to just go into it, then go to school, get the learning, do some online research, whatever you have to do that makes you comfortable in order to step out and start doing things on your own. They're all for it. They're not saying like, don't like use resources you have. They're saying don't try to just hold their hand for everything. There's a big difference. Career change. For some of you, this is really about a career change. It's like very heavily sitting on career. But if you're worried about it, they're trying to let you know, especially if you haven't gotten confirmation in a while and you're freaking out. You're going, if you haven't already, you're going to be embarking on a career that brings you all that joy and abundance that you've been searching for. But you have to trust it, and you have to really trust the internal wisdom when they're not around, because you're going to have to make decisions without them sometimes. Teaching. You inspire young people to learn. You guys have wisdom. You guys aren't giving yourselves enough credit. You're really not. You guys throw away your wisdom because of fear and doubt and worry and anxiety. It's like that takes over a lot more than your wisdom, when all you need to do is just quiet, find a quiet place, and just allow that to flow. That's it. You guys, you already know what signs look like. You don't miss them. But when you are missing them, you feel very alone when you're not. You guys really aren't. You have Beau. You are highly thought of. They think about you all the freaking time, guys. You're sitting here like no one's listening. Like no one's here for me. They all left. I can't feel them. They're always thinking of you, no matter what they're doing. You have Finger. You have Casket. Like that death card. Someone going out of your life, or the end of a situation. For some of you, if you're feeling like you don't matter, or that, you know, you've been through some things and you went through it as a punishment, this is kind of letting you know that that's not the case. They're trying to let you know with certain things that happen, especially if you view them as bad, it's pretty much trying to give you a warning of what's happening, but they're trying to teach you to follow your own compass, like use your discernment. My goodness, my it's an eyelash in my eyeball and it's driving me nuts. And I can't remember what the pointer finger is. I want to see what the pointer finger is. Okay, so this is Jupiter energy. The pointer finger. Personal power, authority, leadership again, confidence, pride, ambition. This is literally being told by a finger, guys. The freaking finger of Jupiter, which it makes sense because, you know, he did the finger thing and he would shoot lightning bolts out of his finger, which is kind of funny. But, this is trying to let you guys know. This is like the finger that's like pointing you in the direction. They point you there and they're telling you to trust the finger. Like, okay, like keep going with it. Just because something happens when they, like you feeling their energy, like, you know, I said, some of you guys are very in tune. You can feel when their energy is really close around you and when it kind of dips a little bit. When something's going out of your life, which could be their energy for the moment, you guys freak out. You guys just freak out and you're like, everything's leaving. I'm not going to have help. I'm not protected. They're trying to let you know no matter what comes up, you have this protection. You just need to have more confidence. If you need to imagine it, imagine this finger shooting lightning bolts, okay? Like, you you guys need to recognize that you have power that comes without the need. You have Rose. Some of you, especially seeing that Knight of Cups, it could be that some of you, your partner actually is a very big confidence builder for you. It could be someone that trusts like your intuition more than you do, and it might help you when you're feeling alone to actually talk to them. They'll probably give you advice that helps you kind of, you know, come back to your senses a little bit and realize, hey, I was kind of freaking out a little bit over this, and it's like, you know, things are still going okay. I mean, obviously roses have thorns too. Everything isn't gonna always be beautiful all the time. Like, you guys have been through your fair share of really messed up stuff. So it's easy to feel like, you know, if something leaves or you're trying to change something, then, you know, just feeling like everything's going to shit. It's like you guys flip very quickly from feeling like, you know, you're being protected, you're being taken care of, to feeling completely lost, alone, and like everything is just going to shit. You guys just completely flip. You need that grounded energy. Yeah, look at you guys. Anytime they leave you, you have this great personal sorrow. It's like they're punishing you. You feel like you did something wrong, that they're running from you. You guys really like have this abandonment thing that they're wanting you to work through. You have Arrow. You're on the right path. They're literally like, you have dealings or a relationship with an older man. Some of you, you have a guy, like we have this ancient wisdom over here. Some of you really have this like older masculine energy that is trying to help you. And they pull back because they want you to be a leader. They want you to be independent. And you can't do that if you're constantly clinging to the coattails. Like, you need to be independent, guys. You had a card here that says, I am independent. That's what they want from you, is independence. They want you to learn what you need to so you have confidence. And then you have Wishbone. A wish is granted. Weeping Willow. Now, this person, since there's casket, death, older man, and Weeping Willow with family sorrow. Hi, hun. This can literally be that someone passed on because of all this coming together. How it's coming. Great personal sorrow, dealings with the older man, family sorrow, casket, and death. This could actually be that one of your guides literally is an older man, and he's the one that does this mainly. Like, you have other guides, but mainly what he is doing is he comes in. It's almost like he feels like he is holding your hand through situations because you went through a lot of shit that was really heavy. So he tries to help you make it easier, but then the second he kind of loosens the reins a little bit, you flip out and like go into this big spiral, this big huge mental spiral of pain and doubt and anxiety and fear. And he's just like, okay, I cannot sit here and hold your hand through every single aspect of your life. You have to be independent. And that's what this person wants for you, is for you to claim independence. Even if they're not there. They would be super happy if you claim independence when they're around giving you signs, but especially when they aren't there, they want you to be independent and not give up on yourself and all of a sudden feel like your world is falling apart because they're not close to you. And then we have shield. Literally, you need to defend yourself. Like, you need to learn to stand for yourself. You need to learn that independence, to lead, to have strength. Like, you guys, like, you can like do what you need to. You can go towards your purpose and calling and help other people, but when it comes to you, if you're not having direct guidance, you guys shut down so fast. If those of you that are wanting relationships and you're feeling like it's being blocked from you, it's literally because your guides are like, you guys don't even listen to yourself and you're trying to get into something right now. Like, they're going to keep that blocked because of this. They don't want you going and throwing all of this energy into a relationship and completely forgetting about yourself, because that's what will happen. If you guys are trying to run into relationships to get away from this, that's why they dip on you, is because it's like, and then you get upset, you feel lost. They dip out on you when you're doing things that are bad for you. They're not gonna sit there and watch you hurt yourself. If there's things out of your control, they're gonna be there trying to help you as much as possible. Like, they'll grant random wishes for you to help you out. But if you're running into romances in order to escape from, taking charge, doing what you're supposed to, and being a leader and taking control of your life, then they're gonna walk and let you try to figure it out on your own. But it's like, it's this really big balancing act, which they're trying to do with this Temperance card. They're really trying to balance shit. So this was my group that had the blue Apatite. Now, I understand how at the beginning when we were doing crystal selection and I picked this up and I was telling you guys, this is a palm stone, this is a worry stone. When they're shaped like this, when you can hold it in your palms and you can sit with it. For one, you had a finger come out, and I looked at palmistry for that finger being Jupiter's finger with the leadership and confidence. But also, you guys have the Eight of Swords, this worry, this doubt, this, like, the fear, everything. It's like, if you guys need it, get a palm stone, get a worry stone, get something you can just hold in your hand and sit with and relax and ground yourself. Get a grounding stone. I mean, you can get blue Apatite if you want. It's a really good stone. But like, this is communication, this is connection, this is calm, soothing energy. This is a lot like the blue calcite. But this energy right here is a little more potent. It's deeper. It's like, it brings you to the depths. And it makes you be more grounded in yourself as opposed to trying to connect to the higher, because you guys are connected to the higher. But they're trying to let you know that it's important to be connected to the lower too, because you guys like need some grounding, seriously. You guys are searching so hard for the signs as soon as they kind of like, and the thing is, they might not completely let up. They might not completely go away. They might just slow down a little bit. And you guys start freaking out because you're used to seeing them on the dot. Like, you're used to seeing a certain repeating number every single day, and I didn't see it today. It's like you guys like have such wound up tension that it's making you unable to let go. It's literally what's happening. And you guys have this deep inner wisdom, which definitely can come when you calm yourself and you like get a little cooler and you cool off some. Pour some water on it with this temperance card. As soon as you guys allow this, it'll be easier. You won't feel like this desolate, impending doom feeling. For some of you, literally, when they leave, you get panic attacks. Like, you just straight up have a panic attack. This is really good for soothing. There is just a lot that came out with this group over here. But you guys definitely, you know what signs are, you know what your guides feel like, you know what the energy feels like, and you know what it feels like when it's not there or when it's ebbing off. Waxing and waning energy for you guys is natural. It's not a punishment. You need it to reconstruct yourself, to rejuvenate yourselves, and to come back down to earth a little bit. It's not a punishment. It's for you, okay? So that's my apatite pile. We are going to move into the rainbow aura quartz. Aw. Thank you, hon. Hey, hun. Long time no see. I'm glad it resonated, though. So let's see. For the angel aura quartz, how am I going to sit you guys up here? There. My angel aura quartz. We're going to stick you guys like this. Oh, I'm glad you feel better, hun. So let's see what this angel aura quartz. How do your guides connect to you? How do they communicate? How do you connect through your gifts? Aw. I'm so glad it helped, hun. Okay, so you guys, these two popped out together, which is really interesting. So this connection you guys have, you have Milky Way with perspective, and this is reversed. And then you have summer solstice with radiance. Now, this perspective, it's kind of funny. This being upside down, the way they connect to you is backwards. It's like, if we were to look at this, it's like they realize your perspective, like the way you perceive your surroundings, is kind of skewed. So the way they reach you is, and they connect to you, is through some weird ways. Some of them dealing with stars and astrology and things like that. But it's like they know they have to tune into your frequency in order for you to get and understand things. It's not that you're stubborn. You're not stubborn. It's just your intake of how you take in information is different. You're wired differently. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Because you have this summer solstice thing here that's radiance. This is like the glowing. And the reason your perspective is different is you're learning this connection with the inner child. And children perceive the world different. They perceive it a lot more pure and a lot more creatively. This could be like you getting a lot of your information from creative outlets, or you literally creating your messages and not realizing it. This could be like, you know, those people that paint things and they don't even realize it's a message to themselves. Like, you could literally paint your guides and not even realize you're painting your guides. It's like that kind of energy where they kind of work through you upside down. This is kind of reminding me of of Isabella where she painted something upside down and it was actually a guide when she flipped it the other way. It's like that kind of energy. So this group, it's almost like you guys are being told that this is a blessing. It's not a curse. Like you're like this for a reason. You perceive things differently for a reason, and it's to help other people see this. The only thing is your guides are trying to find a way to get things through to you, since you're kind of unique with how you take things in. Then we have rain with purification being reversed here. Like I said, you guys take things in differently. This rain energy. Like I said, you guys work backwards. There's a lot of people that it's like they need to work on their shadow, right? They need to really like deep dive into the shadow. They need to cleanse it, all these things. With you, it's more focusing your light. It's like that's the focus. It's like your perspective is very skewed where you've been in your dark so much and you're so comfortable in it that it's like your light is very strange to you. It comes very naturally because you've done so much healing, but it doesn't feel natural. So it's almost like your guides communicate to you either through like a dark sense of humor or possibly joking and things happening. I know that's happened for me. Some of you might have clairvoyance. I'm looking at how these things look. It's really reminding me of scrying. You guys just have a lot of gifts that come through and divination, things like that. If you haven't tried that, that would be a really strong way they would connect to you is through some form of divination. What I'm doing right now is divination, like, you know, tarot. It could be, like I said, scrying. It can be like doing your own like little rituals. It can be dancing out in the rain, being like, you guys just have your own way of doing some things, and it's like you guys are just like, you have your own little wavelength going on here. And this wanted to jump out and upright itself. This was reversed and it threw itself out and made itself upright. So this is saying right here, you guys connect through your breath. And I know that sounds weird, but bear with me for a second. This right here is like, think of how the rain smells. Think of how a sunny day smells out with like in the forest. It's like you guys connect through your senses, something like hardcore. It's like your perspective, instead of having this thing where it's like people talk about like these spiritual sensations or whatever, you're over here with these physical sensations. Okay, you're very textile. You like can smell the scent of someone, or like say like you smell a cigarette that someone used to smoke that passed on. They communicate through smell, they communicate through noise, they communicate through touch. Like you might actually even feel like something grab you. It's like they communicate in this way where it's like very physical. And it's like you can't ignore it because like your wavelength is so different that if they tried the regular like roundabout things, that's probably why divination's a thing for you guys, is because it's physical. Like you're doing something with it, you're grounding it, you're holding something. You guys could probably take a ball and sit here and look into it and be like, oh, like I see this shape, and well, I'm getting this feeling and blah blah blah. And the thing is, you guys are being told to trust those things because you work different. Like your perspective, like how you look at things, even if it's different from somebody, the reason you're looking at it that way is because it holds knowledge for you. But also, when you guys are still, because I feel like for this group, you guys are very in tune, but it's like on your own little wavelength in tune. So some people might be like, oh, you're not doing this right or this right. You're the group that's like, don't care. You don't care what other people are doing. You're radiant, okay, in your own way. You express yourself in your own way. You have your own wonky perspective on things for a reason. You view purification as something completely different than most people, and it works for you. Your version of purification is supposed to work for you, and it does. For some of you, with literal um, breath and breathing is prana, it's life force. You guys literally connect through your life force with this. Like, your energy is like just connected to it, and that's why you feel it so easy. It's effortless. It's like you breathing. Um, but it's because of the wavelength you're on. It's because of the perspective you have. You literally just connect. They don't even have to really try that hard. They don't have to throw a bunch of signals and signs at you. It's just you have to trust that you're getting the information, and that's it. That's all you got to do. You just have to trust that you're getting information that you need, go with it, and you're good to go. That's pretty much the straightforward thing for you guys. Yeah, see, you get lake as your bottom of the thing, stillness. You guys literally just you move about the world in your own little way, and you know, the more calm you are, the more at peace you are within yourself. It's like things come to you, like it can be claircognizant, like this is like a group that just has a whole bunch of gifts, and you guys, like, things just kind of flow to you, at you, through you, however you want to look at it or however it applies to you. Things just flow, and it's because you're wired differently. There's something with you, and it's for a reason. You're wired this way so you can be a guiding light. The reason it's so easy for this to flow through you is because it's supposed to help you be a guiding light. So it's not like this huge pressure. It's almost like it flows so natural that you're not feeling this huge pressure to shine like someone else. It's like you can just shine how you are and things work. That's why you have such different points of view on things and can offer different viewpoints. You can also see from a lot of weird angles when talking to people. It's like you can see the truth, you can see what someone else is talking, but you can also see how this is their truth. You can see how they're viewing it from a perspective. It's not like you're just saying, like, this is the truth. You could see how someone else is feeling and how they're seeing it as their truth. It's not like they're lying. You can see it through their eyes. It's almost like you are able to project yourself very easily, even awake. There's just a lot coming through for you guys. We have the Emperor. This is being, like I said, you guys have this just effortless control over this. Really in your power, very radiant with this. Some people might be intimidated by you just because of how effortless it is. Some people can feel a little put off by it, like you have like a strong presence and you don't even know it. You're, like I said, you guys are off in your own little world, like, you know, a little free. You might as well be a fairy. You're kind of just off doing your own little thing. You don't think anything about your presence, but you have a presence and you don't even know it. It's literally just, it's like there's no other way to put it. You have a presence. You have an energy about you that people just feel. And it creates this, when they look at you, their perspective is kind of skewed because it's like they don't understand how you can be carefree but command such a presence. It doesn't make sense. So they're trying to put it together, and what it ends up doing is intimidating them. When in reality, you don't even know you're intimidating people. You're just like feeling in the mode with your energy over here and going with it and like doing your thing and not even realizing it. For some reason, you guys might have haters or people that doubt you and everything, but you don't even know it. Like, you guys are really off in your own little world over here. You, Six of Cups coming out here. This is really making me feel like you guys have a lot of guides. A lot. Everyone has multiple guides, but you guys have like this army You have an army over here that love talking to you. They love going through your intuition, bringing you epiphanies, they love bringing you epiphanies through emotion. That's one of the things that might annoy you, because like your version of purification is literally things being dumped on you, especially memories being dumped on you, and then you just start crying and you purge through tears, and you're like, I hate crying, but you're purging through tears. And it's like, and then you feel better after. There's this clarity that happens. There's this like instant lift of energy, and it's like your whole perspective shifts after a good cry, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, things make sense now. I feel back in control again now that I did that. Also, people are just drawn to you, like the ones that aren't intimidated. Like, you are very polarizing. You have those that are intimidated, then you have those that are drawn to you. Like, you are the safest thing ever. Like, you are the family they always wanted. You are the one that they want in their corner. It's like they want to be around you. You make them feel safe, you make them feel warm and invited. It's almost like you are very polarizing with your energy, but you don't even know it. You're just doing your thing, and then people are pulled or repulsed very rapidly by you. Um, but it's like it doesn't really bother you because you don't even know about it. And my ear's ringing again. This right here came out in reverse. And it's almost like I wanted to put it upright, but it came out in reverse. And I think with this coming out with this purification, like I said, you guys get stuck in some of this mental fog energy. There's even fog in this rain picture. You get stuck in some of this energy, but then you cry and it clears it. So it's like it's not like you guys are immune and you're always in this happy-go-lucky. Like I said, you guys could be a fairy. That does not mean you guys are immune to human emotion. It doesn't mean you don't get anxiety or that things don't happen, that you get scared. You guys are human. And a lot of times these people that come to you, because of the energy you give off, they don't realize that you're still human, and that puts a lot of pressure on you. And this purging, this purification that happens is spontaneous. It's like, it's almost like I'm hearing spontaneous combustion. Like, that's why this random thing of emotion just flies out of you and purifies, and then you have this clarity. It's like you just need this very rapid release to happen, so that way you can take the burden off and get back into your energy. But this definitely creeps up on you guys. You feel a lot of responsibility for people, and it's like you have this leadership cannot talk today, leadership capability, but at the same time it can get very stressful for you, and then that's when the release happens. Moobot, quit welcoming the spammers. And then you get the King of Cups. Like I said, you guys, like, you go through your purge and then you're right again. Like, you guys have your energy cycles where you go through the purge and then you come out like, okay, I got this back in check. You know, King of Cups has that emotional maturity, very sure in their stance. Someone that's very nurturing. This energy right here, you guys just, like I said, you guys connect by just being yourselves, literally. Like, you're just connected. And even in this energy, it's not like you guys disconnect. If anything, they come in with this flow of energy that is like, you get bombarded, you cry, you release, and then you start building yourself back up again. But it's all while feeling still connected. It's not like you're really trying. It's very natural for you, like breathing. You know when you're going through cycles. You're very aware of it. You're very in tune to these things. You're really good at reconciling relationships or putting up boundaries in relationships. Or if this is something that causes you a lot of turmoil, it's almost like that's when you go through the purge. That's why you view purification so different than other people, is because your purification is so rapid that it's like when people are like, oh, it's going to take you this much time, and for you it's like and it's done, and you're like, did I do this right? Because it's like you already have the clarity, you're already like moving forward, you're maturing from it while like you're processing it. It's like this internal revolution that just keeps spinning, and you keep growing more into your energy. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Now, with this coming out with breath, and Pentacles being very earthy energy, like the forest energy, like I said, this feels like a very kind of nature type energy. But with this being reversed, sometimes it can feel like you do things, like you guys can get very hard on yourselves. Like I said, you guys feel a lot of responsibility. You feel like you're supposed to be building something that's perfect and perfecting like these things because people look up to you. Or that you need to perfect things before you can be a leader that you want to be, or that you're being pulled to be, or that you're being told to be. And this is them basically like coming to you and letting you know to breathe. Like you're not supposed to be perfect. It's like this thing over here where you need to keep in your mind that you're human. You have emotions. You have things you go through. You have human experiences you go through. And they're not always going to be the perfect thing. You trying to make them perfect sometimes makes you give up on things that could have led to something really good. You guys are very tuned in. Don't allow the fear or the feeling of not being perfect to come in between you and your purpose, because this energy for me over here is like working with a purpose. You have this in your mind. You know what you're building. You know what you're moving towards. You know it's big. And at the same time, it's daunting. And that's why you get these random purges, and then you come out like, okay, like, you know, I understand things a little more now. But then you might look at past things you were doing and going, okay, that was kind of a waste of my time. It wasn't. You learned from it. You wouldn't have had that purge moment to grow if you wouldn't have had that. A lot of the things you guys need to learn is that you need to reclaim this energy. Because some of you put it off and are just like, oh, that was a failed part of my life. When in reality, if you reclaim this part of your power, this part of your energy, it's all of you. This whole thing is you. So you reclaiming this with the connection you have just makes you stronger. It fuels the cycle so that you can keep building your empire. And this isn't just money. It's like you guys have also realized that money isn't everything. Like you guys have probably been through losing a lot of money or doing some really stupid things with money. And you have memories of it. And those bring you anxiety sometimes, but it's like, you know, you go, okay, I know I learned from those things and I'll be okay. But it's like you guys have realized through these things that have happened that money isn't everything. And it's made you really start coming to this realization that you are a lot more powerful than you give yourself credit for, because what used to hold you back, and if you're not here yet, you might be in the place where this mentality that money is what you need is holding you back. So it's like once you clear that and bring in that new breath, that new life force energy, and you're just going along the wavelength that's meant for you, that'll flow in by itself. You don't have to worry about it. It's more of you realizing that this energy isn't everything. And bottom of the deck, we have this Queen of Wands reversed over here. And the Ten of Cups wanted to show itself reversed over here underneath. So I'm going to talk about those two energies together. Having Queen of Wands energy and Ten of Cups energy both reversed with each other, trying to say something. Queen of Wands is this confidence. It's this fire, this passion, this going after what you want, but also still being nurturing, being creative. And it's like this radiance card right here. With that being reversed, with the Ten of Cups, which is like this ultimate fulfillment and like this family and love and everything like that, it's like there's this battle between independence and family. And for some of you, that's literally because of your memories of money, like this memory energy. Some of you have these memories of like your mentality around money, and it causes these things. And then you have to go through these purges that are brought on you instinctually because you're very tuned in, and then you get clarity again. But it's like you guys need to rest. Just because you're being given a task does not mean that you need to burn yourself out. You don't need to go into this space where you get angry. I mean, if you feel yourself getting into a space where you're angry, this is meaning you're getting burnt out. It means you need to step back, and that you need to allow yourself to work through the emotions that are happening so that you don't say something you regret. Because your words hold a lot of authority. And if you decide to say something to somebody, it's going to hit different than a lot of people. It's going to hurt really bad, especially if these people feel very connected to you on a soul level, whether that is family or it's friends that view you as like family. The way you say things holds a lot of weight. So your tone, the way you come off, when you're not happy, people around you are affected by like the energy you give off when you're not happy. You're kind of like one of those people that realize just how much effect you have, and you try to isolate yourself. And that's why this purification is reversed. It's like when you go through these things where you're trying to work through stuff, you want to be alone. You don't want people there while you're going through this, because you know your process. You know what you feel like when you go through your process. But what you're being called to do right now is realize that when things happen that are trying to make you sacrifice independence or relationships, family, happiness, all these things, if something's calling you forward saying that you need to sacrifice these things, no, that's not true. You don't need to sacrifice. What you need to do is get your new perspective pants on over here that you have, like your weird way of looking at things, and find out what you need to do and take charge of the situation. So let's go ahead and see what your angel numbers got going on for you here. Ooh. So we got we got 19. It threw itself out here. I am a pioneer. Independence and self-sufficiency are necessities to you. You are extremely capable in life and work and aren't afraid to take big risks to achieve the life you desire. Like I was saying, you guys got it, okay? Especially having pioneer with emperor energy over here with your off-kilter perspective. You guys have the energy. You glow. Like I said, people are either drawn to you like moths to a flame, or they're running away because you're blinding them and they can't take it. There's a big polarity here, but that's because you're pioneering something. When you're a pioneer, you're doing things that people haven't done, and that takes having a different point of view. So you guys definitely got to be tuned in for that, because you're in line with your purpose. You know what you're supposed to be doing. It's just it can get overwhelming sometimes when you're going through healing this past energy that likes to creep up on you sometimes. And you got 77. I am brave. Like I said, you guys go through this purge thing, getting your confidence back. It's like a wheel that spins. It's time to move on from old patterns, habits, and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. Now is the time to be bold and brave. Okay, that's literally what I was saying for this. So, for you guys, like I said, you guys are in tune. You just get direct confirmation. Just, there's your confirmation, like what you were talking about. But, yeah, you guys definitely have 666. I am centered. A wake up call for you to re examine your current situation and change the direction of your thoughts so you can raise your vibration to a more positive frequency. Like I said, you guys go through a purge. You guys just get thrown straight into a purge. You purify yourself and then you come back out centered. It's like you get your wake up call. You get just thrown on you. You cry. You do your private process and you come back down to yourself. Like, you're really good about, like, you know, you go through the motions and then you kind of pull yourself back down and you're able to ground yourself and center yourself and know that it's gonna be okay. And that's really important for you guys. You also are very emotionally mature, so you know what is going on. You're also very empathic. Like I said, this group just has a whole bunch of gifts going on. But it's like, this is a lot of empath energy where it's like when things start going crazy, sometimes you guys need to literally purify other people's energy off of you because you take that on. This King of Cups is somebody that has a lot going on for him over here. So some of you just need this huge energy of purification to help you get back into your positive mind frame over here when this stuff happens. And a good cry might be the way you get that, or a shower, or being out in the rain. Like some of you guys, this water energy really helps cleanse some of these tougher emotions for you. Then you have 26. I am tactful, which I feel like some of you, that's why you get very hard on yourselves, is because you plan these things out. You try to do things for other people. You feel responsible for other people with the things that you're building, but you're being told to breathe. Like, this thing keeps coming through for you guys. You are human. Like, you can sit here and feel like you gotta be superhuman, but you are human. There's just a big thing for you guys with that. Just because you can come up with solutions, just because you can meet the needs of pretty much everyone that you meet, does not mean that you are supposed to do that. You still need to take care of yourself. And then I am practical, coming out over here. With this earth energy, with these pentacles being reversed coming out over here, it's like you guys really apply yourselves, obviously, with these other things that came out. You're a pioneer energy, but you really apply yourselves. You put a lot of time and effort into what you do. You're very logical when it comes to things that need to get done and planning and getting this stuff done. But at the same time, you guys view wasted time almost... You guys are very hard on yourselves when something doesn't work out, and you view it as wasted time. And this is a perspective you guys need to learn to shift, because nothing is wasted. Like, there was a meaning for everything you have ever done, and that's what's going to help you come back to center here. Then you guys get the 000. I am a creator. You are one with the creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on Earth. Like I said, you guys are just in your own little wavelength. Own wavelengths is what this group is. Don't be so hard on yourselves. Like, seriously, they keep making me repeat that you're only human. Like, you're not some being that has the... I mean, you guys have a lot of gifts, but it's like you're not supposed to be the savior of like the world or something. It's like you might be the answer to some people's problems, but you need to answer to yourself first. When you answer to yourself and you're in that energy and people come and learn from you, that is the healthiest thing for you. That is the boundary you need to have. Because when you're in your element, when you're taking care of yourself and you have your boundaries and the people are around you respecting that, then you're always going to be taking care of yourself first. And that's in turn taking care of other people and showing them how to take care of themselves. It's like leading by example is pretty much the message here. Oh my gosh. So we got, that made me laugh just purely because I'm randomly doing yoga right now. But you guys got yoga and heart's desires coming out together. Once again, telling you guys to follow what your soul calls you to, because you are very in tune to all the energies that are happening. And it's like your angels support you. Like you're over here doing the good thing. Also, they're letting you know, like, you stretching and being more mindful. Obviously, you guys understand this centered energy. And if you weren't sure if it was helping, this is kind of like a confirmation for you guys. Yeah, it's good for you. Like, you're doing a good job by doing those things. It's definitely having the effect you think it is. It's definitely helping. This heart's desires energy is really, for those of you that went through the fall of certain things, it's letting you know that those fell away in order to make room for your heart's desires instead of this worldly desire thing. This is like your heart coming through here to get what it needs. You have family. We have that 10 of Cups with the Queen of Wands come up reversed here. For some of you, especially with the King of Cups up here, you guys are feeling a little isolated. Like I said, some of you draw people to you that, or you haven't yet, like, you know, it's probably like in the works, like it's happening. But it's like having your soul connection with people is very important to you because you know your why you're different. You want to have people that get you. And it's hard to find that. And the way you're going to find it is literally just being yourself. Like the people, like I said, you have that moth to a flame thing. They're either repelled or attracted. The people that are attracted, they're the ones that resonate with your soul because you're following the soul thing. You're doing the soul thing. So the more you're in that and the more you trust it and the more you go with that matured new life energy, that is literally you being on your purpose, your path, your whatever you want to call it. And the people that are supposed to be there are going to come in, whether that's a romantic relationship, whether that's friends, whether that's the children you always wanted. Like if you always wanted to have a family and you couldn't have children, things start coming together. Then you have spiritual teacher. We're just going to have that literally come out here. Like I said, you guys are so tuned in. You're ridiculously tuned in to where it's like your wavelength, the reason it's weird to people is because it's matching a spiritual wavelength. And not everyone's on a spiritual wavelength. They're here learning the spiritual wavelength and you're just born into the wavelength. And you heal with your classes, sessions, and seminars. Like, and the thing is, you get all walks of life. And that's another thing that people don't understand with you is you're so accepting of everything. You're just very accepting of where people come from, of what they believe, of like the things they've been through. It's like you understand, like I said, you can see the truth and then you can see the truth from the eyes of the person that really believes what they're saying. So it's not like you have this thing of judging or condemning anyone. It's like you understand where they're coming from. And for some people, that drives them nuts because it's like, I want someone that's on my side and that understands what this person does. And then you're over here like, well, let's look at like this whole area over here of what's going on. Or they're like, no, I just want someone to listen to me. It's like you're you're that friend that is like, you can see all points of view, so it's not like you're ever in the friend drama, because it's like, well, I can see where they're coming from and you're coming from. And it's like, you're not one that can be pulled or swayed to a side. You're just kind of like, why don't we try to squash this? We can mediate it, whatever. It's like you're really mature with it and your emotions don't get away with you. The only time you have these emotional things is personal to you. For some of you, though, since this spiritual teacher thing is here, these personal moments you keep to yourself, you're going to need to talk about them. You're going to have to be more open with how you process things. Because even if other people don't process like you, it'll help them click certain things that probably weren't making sense to them. And it's going to be very eye-opening. And study for you guys. Spiritual teacher and study. So not only are you spiritual teachers, but you're also these ever evolving students. And it's like you understand both. You know, like I said, the leadership thing, feeling the weight of having to do these things. But you also know that you're always learning. And that's the true mark of a great teacher, is that they know they're always learning. They don't know everything. And that's when you know you've met a truly great teacher, when they're always trying to learn, even from their students. Because everyone has different perspectives. And obviously you guys are over here with this little weird thing you got going on that really works out and helps you do this thing. And so you want to keep learning. And then bottom, oh my gosh, I'm done with you guys. Bottom of the deck, we have speaker. Literally, you guys are so tuned in that you get messages while you're talking to people. And you might even get your own lessons or your own advice while you're giving other people advice. And I feel honestly right now I'm reading myself. But you guys get other advice when you're reading for other people. And it's like while you're talking, these things come out, these revelations come out, and you're just kind of like, oh, that was the answer I needed. And it's because you trusted it. That's all it took, was you trusting it. It's like you're tuned over here. So it's like, yeah, you can teach. Yeah, you can have the things you want. But it's like learning that this feeling of needing to keep your pain to yourself and releasing it and then coming out looking like you're perfectly fine, eventually it's going to turn into you needing to talk about this. You won't have to necessarily do your process in front of people. Some of you might, depending on where it falls for you. But for you guys, whatever process you go through, eventually you're going to have to start sharing this, whether it's through writing, through podcasts, through teaching, whatever it is over here. It could be passing down traditions in a family, but the way you look at the world and the way you process your emotions needs to be shared in some way, because it will really help people. And you guys want to do this. You want to help people. It's just that sometimes it doesn't make sense what you're supposed to be doing with it, but you're just going with it because you're tuned in and you're like, eventually it's going to do something. But you guys are definitely really good at beating yourselves up when something doesn't work, because you get this feeling of, like, I'm telling you, that claircognizance, like, I know I'm supposed to do this, but just because you know you're supposed to do something doesn't mean necessarily that thing was the complete purpose. It was part of it. You needed it in order to add to your purpose. It's like having a resume. It's having like a spiritual resume. It's like you didn't make it here, but you learned what you needed to from this, even if it cost you, 3D money, even though you might have lost some money or lost a benefactor or whatever it is. You learned what you needed to in order to keep adding to your empire. You also, um, any failures you have had when it comes to different careers or coming to school or like different paths you've abandoned, this is like you got from that what you were supposed to. So you beating yourself up constantly for it is causing these blockages and you having to go back and revisit things until you learn that you don't need to punish yourself. You're not a failure. You guys are really hard on yourselves with what you want to do and the impact you want to make. And we have clouds. So definitely can get shapes and clouds. I forgot what kind of Mancy that's called. I remember looking that up and I can't remember. We have doors, opportunities. For some of you, I feel like I said, you guys are just tuned in, so you probably already know this. But this door thing could be you guys seeing doors in your dreams. I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing the game show type doors where it's like door number 1, door number 2, and like all these things, but all of them are opportunities. So it's not like you're missing out on anything. You're just trying different things at different times. It's almost like 7 of Cups energy, except all of it's good. And then you have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. Change is coming. For one, butterflies, definitely for you guys, could be a big thing. Caterpillars as well. But this is also like a transformation. Like I said, you guys go through very rapid transformation things. Like I said, for some people it could take years. You guys are given like back-to-back things each day. You can go through like 20 transformations in a week, just purely because of everything that's thrown on your lap at the same time that you're having to keep coming back and grounding yourself from, like over and over and over again. And it's like you hear change is coming and you're like, when is it not coming? Like, change is the only thing that is constant in my life. Like, you're literally a walking thing showing that. You don't really have see the spear thing coming out with okay, and tortoise slowly but surely getting ahead. This spear is heartache over what you no longer have. I keep telling you guys, if there were things like there were passions that you pursued, like you thought your career was this major thing that you majored in it in school, or like it was this thing you started that didn't go anywhere, it's like you guys need to take the spear out of your heart and quit like beating yourself up, because this happened because there was a lesson in it. And the lesson was not you building an empire in this thing. This was literally you learning what you needed. Period. That was it. So you can be more in your confident energy, the one that leads and takes control. Without these things, if you sit there and you think about it, as much as you feel like a failure, without these things, would you have the strength, the energy, and the skills to be the leader that you're wanting to be right now? Like, you really have to go and think about this. Like, if you would not have experienced these things that you feel like you're a failure over, would you have all of the abilities that you have right now that you need in order to follow what your heart's desire is? Just because that didn't bring you money or monetary things, what did it bring you? What did it give you that you could not have gotten any other way? And this group really needs to think about that, because you guys are really hard on yourselves. And then with this tortoise, this slowly but surely getting ahead. And then cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Like I'm kind of, once again, it's making me giggle a little bit with this yoga, because slowly but surely, like, yoga is supposed to be this fluid, slow kind of, I think this is just telling you guys like different ways you can center yourselves, because I am centered was literally a thing in the center of the spread. you guys have to come back down to ground zero a lot because of what's handed to you, whether it's opportunities or lessons. It's back to back. You guys don't really get a breath because you're tuned in, and it's like you don't necessarily need signs like other people. If anything, you might say something to give the sign to somebody else because it wasn't like you necessarily needed it. It's more like, I feel like saying this and then you say it and someone's like, oh, I needed that. That was confirmation for me. And you're like, oh, okay. Like, I'm glad that helped you. With you guys, it's like there's no reason to rush. There really isn't. And plus, you guys are going to have a major summer glow up. I don't know where that's coming from, but you're definitely getting that. But you guys are so tuned in. You just need to not tear yourselves down. You got this. You got these skills. You mastered things. And it didn't work out because that wasn't the big picture. There is such a bigger picture here than the bar that you set for yourselves with these over here. Because there's a heart desire thing that you are so, like, you have protection on top of protection for this thing. Like, literally, heart's desire is saying you're protected to make your dreams become reality, and then you have cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. Anything that worries you, you are completely protected from it. And that's what they're trying to show you. Like, these fears that you have because of things that didn't work out, that's not what's happening now. You learned what you were supposed to, and there's forward movement. Gong. Exciting event. I feel like with family, like, because how I brought up kids, for some of you that have really, really been wanting kids, this is coming in for you. Because this definitely could be this energy, especially if you feel like maybe this heartache was losing a child. I'm really sorry if that happened. You guys definitely could be bringing an addition to the family that heals this. And it's definitely gonna make you have a different perspective on life than a lot of people that never went through this. And you can teach from these perspectives and help people. This exciting event could literally be some opportunities shooting off and taking off for you as soon as you start learning that this fear of failure that's sitting in your heart, it's not even in your mind, it's literally in your heart. It hurts. Like, your heart space is closed off from receiving because of this over here. And you know it. That's the thing. This is the group of knowing what's going on with you. You guys are very much tuned in to your bodies and what's happening, and you sit there and you think, and sometimes you get frustrated with yourself because you know what's happening. Oh shoot. Come back. It ran away. Aw. The one that jumped out and ran off and had a good time. Is happiness. I'm telling you guys, like, it's gonna be good. The stuff that didn't work out before was for a reason. You learned a lot of what you need to in order to create what you want. You get just straight up happiness over here. And bottom of the deck, you get cracked cup. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this, because for some of you that have this going on, this is still a reading for how your guys communicate with you. And cracked cup, and me seeing this cracked, broken cup right here, literally brings me back to a thing that happened to me last year where I was sleeping and it was like 6 a.m. Everyone was asleep. It was dead quiet. I woke up out of a sleep because I heard a cup break downstairs, but it sounded like it happened right beside my ear. And I got up to go see, and I saw that no one was awake. There were no lights on anywhere. And I go down and I'm looking like, where the hell did that sound come from? And it's like, I'm looking everywhere and I'm looking at my cats thinking maybe they knocked something over, like, but they're all standing off to the side. Like, they were all standing together just like looking at me like, we're not going in there. Like, they would not go in the kitchen. I was just like, what the hell's going on? But I was looking everywhere. I couldn't find anything that was broken. It was driving me nuts. And I turn around and look, and there's a broken cup under a chair that was under the table. Like, it was thrown under there. And it was a cup that was like often like on the microwave. It wasn't on the table. It was like in the kitchen, and this thing was like thrown into the dining room. And I'm just like, what? I was just kind of like feeling a little bit like creeped out a little bit, because I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And it's like, I just looked at it, and it's like, my cats kept looking at it and looking at me, which was the funniest shit. Like, are you gonna take care of that? We ain't gonna touch it. So I'm sitting here wondering how the hell it got off of the microwave to the floor under a chair across the room. And I pick up the pieces. It was broken cleanly into 3 pieces. And I'm sitting here thinking there's some kind of weird symbolism with this shit. Like, later, it came out, there was a date that happened, like the 3rd. There was a 3rd of some month. There was something that happened. I think someone's health went down. There was something that happened on the 3rd. And it's like, immediately my mind thought to the cup, and I was like just sitting there like, okay, what happened after? What was I thinking? And it ended up helping. Like, I can't remember what it was. Like I said, stuff happens with me. I do it and I forget. Same for all my readings. I do readings and then forget exactly what I said. Sometimes during the reading, right after the reading, whatever it is, I just completely forget everything I've talked about. And it was the same thing with that. And then it's like, I said what I had to say about whatever it meant, and now I can't even remember what the hell it was about. All I know is it was health. Someone had to go to the hospital, and I was dead set on someone going to the hospital, and it saved their life. So that's pretty much all I can remember about it. But there are things that happen for you guys that are really out there, okay? And you gotta learn to trust it. Some of you already trust it. You already know that it's like, I'm used to this. This is my weird life. And having this angel aura quartz, obviously tied to angels, very psychic connection, having this aura energy. You guys just have really sweet auras, and like I said, people are drawn to a radiance with you. Whether they're repulsed by how blinding it is, like how this stone is in this light right here, or their perception changes as they get closer to it, and they're like, oh, I like how pretty the shiny stuff is. It's all about perspective and how people pick you up when they meet you. But they don't see the details. A lot like how you can't see the details in this when it's shining so brightly. They're not going to see your intricacies. They're not going to see all the little things. But that's something you have to learn to be comfortable with, and something you need to grow into. And you'll get there. It's just learning to see yourself as the success that you are, and not your past failures. So, my final group, my Aura Rose Quartz people. Whew, this has been one heck of a day, I'll tell you that much. So, let's see, how do your guides connect to you? How do you connect with your guides? How do they send you signs? If there's anything you're missing because you're missing the signs, if they want to say something. Let's see what's coming out for you guys. Okay. okay. They want to come out and let you know you need to be a little... Okay. Damn, okay. You guys, you got some heaviness. I swear, your people got a sense of humor. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about all these. This tree over here with grounding and it being reversed, it's almost like this is how they're communicating with you and how they're connecting to you. They are, with this being reversed, they really connect to you through technology. They connect to you through networks. They connect to you through people that are on the internet. They find ways to get you messages through that kind of energy. The grounding energy also reminds me of grounding electricity, like how when there's lightning, like grounding it and like being able to control it in the earth. Some of you might have great sense of the weather. That's a random thing. But being able to, like, you know, feel when, like, you know, storms are coming or just certain, like, bad energies and things like that. But you're heavily communicated that way. Now, having whale, this is very interesting because think of how, like, there's people that literally listen to whale songs, like, for comfort or, like, things while they sleep. The way that you guys connect to your guides literally is like your own language, and it's soothing for you. It's almost like you're connecting to family. You're connecting to spirit family. And having shaman here with this ancient healing wisdom, you might actually, well, especially with DNA and karma being reversed over here, you guys are carrying some heavy ancestral karma. So this connection, this easy speak energy, so to speak, is pretty much there because you've been given such a heavy burden. It's like you need to have your connection in order to work through this healing, because you're not only healing yourself, you're healing this line of messed up karma. And it's like they want to give you this easy connection, especially your ancestors, very heavy for this pile, want to give you a connection to them, whether it's through traditions, through it's the literal bloodline that you have with them. Like there's just something where you have that connection, and this is what they're trying to help you with. It's like they're trying to send you networks of people to give you the information if you don't understand it. They might lead you to certain articles or things that you read on the internet that seem really out there, but you read it and it resonates with you. You're just pulled to things. Now, this is a really deep internal feeling because this DNA karma is like an imprint on your soul. And you're meant to heal this. So you having this deep connection it's not a light connection. It's a very heavy connection. When this is around, you can feel a heaviness around you. And if your ancestors are always around you, you're always going to be feeling a thick, heavy energy around you. Sometimes it might feel like very depressing energy just because of what's being carried around. Now, the reason the connection is so open is so you can receive the reassurance that you're not having to go this alone. Because this bottom of the deck card, this is what made me laugh, because you guys have such heavy freaking energy here, and then you get waterfall effortless over here. So this is like literally letting you know that they're trying to make this as effortless as possible, even though it's such heavy ass energy. They're trying to bring you calm. They're trying to help you break the chains and everything. They don't want you doing this alone, because you didn't create this shit. They know you didn't create it. You were born into it, and you're having to go through all these avenues of learning how to work with it and how to fix it. So they're trying to create an effortless connection for you that is only for you. Like, there could be other people in your family that don't have a connection whatsoever, but you're like the only one that has this like deep down connection, and you know what's going on, and you feel like the black sheep. And it's because this is being called to your attention to take care of. Everyone else in your family might not give a shit, and they're still doing the same cycles and creating more karma. And you're over here, the only one that is trying to break something, and it's really hard. So you're pretty much being given this line of communication that's very easy for you to access. But this is particular with ancestors. Then we have Three of Pentacles. Once again, this community, this vision, working together. This is like, they might also sometimes send in these, not necessarily always money, though sometimes it is. They possibly send in people, like I said, that networking energy with the internet. There are people that are sent to you to help you with this. You're not, like I said, you're not supposed to do this by yourself. This isn't like supposed to be laid on you. If you've been doing this by yourself and you're feeling really overwhelmed and really tired and really burnt out, this is them letting you know that, you know, this actually is supposed to be a group effort here. It's supposed to be a lot more effortless than what you're doing, because it's supposed to be, even if it's not with the bloodline family, there is this sense of community coming through here that's trying to help you bring this heavy energy down, so that way it's like it's dispersed instead of just sitting on your shoulders. It's more dispersed at your feet, much like how lightning strikes and disperse kind of energy. Yeah, you guys are definitely carrying around some stuff, because you have this Nine of Swords energy. So you have Three of Pentacles, you have Page of Pentacles, and then all of a sudden it turns into Nine of Swords. Because it's like you get your network, you're getting these ideas, you're communicating, someone understands you, and then all of a sudden, with this healing, when you're hit with it, it brings on nightmares. It is freaking scary. Like, you don't understand why you're dreaming of these things. You never partaked in these things at all. And that's why this is being told to you. Like, you're seeing dreams of karma is pretty much what it is. You're being told you need to clear it out. It's a heavy burden. And it's like they don't want you sitting by yourself and tormenting yourself and going into these huge pitfalls of depression. Like I said, this felt like very kind of like heavy depression energy. Some of you guys are so heavy on yourselves to do this, like you're taking it as such a big responsibility, that you don't realize the mental anguish you are putting yourself through right now. You're not realizing that you probably realize that you can't sleep, but you're having a lot of these creative ideas and things just being blocked off from you and stopping in their tracks, because you fall into this place of feeling like, I need to do this all by myself. This is a mental feeling. You don't need to do it by yourself. They're trying to send you physical people to help you do this thing. Even if it's over the internet, those are still real people. And then you have this Eight of Cups over here, and not being able to get away from this thing. Like I'm saying, this is something tied into a bloodline here. That saying of blood is thicker than water, coming up with these cups. It's like you guys have been left with the blood on your hands, even though you didn't do it. It's not something you can walk away from, but it is something you can heal. It's very painful. It hurts like hell, but you can heal it. But you're not supposed to do it by yourself. You need to walk away from the idea of doing it alone and realize that you have people, whether it's realizing your ancestors have your back and they're trying to help you, or you're actually starting to pay attention to the people in your life that understand what you're talking about and want to help you. There's a big thing with that. And yeah, you guys have these two coming out together. There's definitely some heavy work with this karma for you guys. Because having this Eight of Pentacles being tied into the Six of Cups, there is like, people really did, like, you, plus there's these eights. This is like a lot of hard work went into fucking this up. Like, there's no way to, like, make it nice and fluffy and nice. Like, there was a lot of work put into fucking up this shit. And it was almost, like, mastered. Like, it was almost mastered, like, how fucked up this could be. It's, like, trying to see just how messed up can we make this. And then coming to this place of, like, okay, now I'm left with having to reconcile, like, how bad this thing got fucked up. I gotta fix it. But at the same time, it's like you're looking back at the memories, you're seeing things for what they are. Some of you are dreaming of ancestors' memories and like the fucked up shit they did, and you're just like, what has this got to do with me? And it's so you can be happy. It's not like they're already like lived their life. You're doing this so you can be happy. Realize you're doing this for you. So if you want to make friends, if you want to do things that you enjoy, if you want to partake in things and have fun, do it. You're not being told you're supposed to live like this, like, really sad life just because of what other people have done. You might feel like this is your karma, and it's not. It's actually family karma, and it'll make you be a lot less hard on yourself if you realize you didn't do something to create this, because it's like it was passed on to you. Don't take this as you personally did something to deserve this. You're just you're the person that's helping clear it out. So don't harp on yourself for something someone else did. It's pretty much like once you do what you need to, you're going to be showered with what you need after. And you're possibly getting showered with certain things that you need when you ask for it, because your ancestors want to give it to you, because this is some messed up shit to lay on you. Then we have Seven of Swords reversed. Yeah, they know, you know, like, everybody knows that this is some fucked up shit to get passed to you, and that there's a lot of things you were cheated out of because, like, in the past, because of this. And it wasn't your fault. It was like a passed on thing that was sat in your lap, and you were the first one to be conscious of it, to have a conscience about what was happening and try to stop it, try to heal it, that actually had some wisdom in there that was like, hey, this isn't okay. And it almost feels like this huge burden because you're the only one that sees it. But in a way, you're going to end up way better off simply because you are choosing to take care of this. But you need to be nicer to yourself in the process as this is flying out. We have 333. You are being called upon to use your spiritual gifts as a light worker, assisting all of humanity. Live your truths and be a positive light to others. I am powerful. Okay? It's not like I just said you guys are the ones that this got laid on. But the thing is, this right here, even though you're doing this, there's a humanity energy to this. Like I said, networking humanity is Aquarius energy. There is this humanity energy to this, which means you have a network of people. You have people that will help you. You have people that will help you create the vision of clearing this shit out of your life and out of your bloodline. So you can partake in having happy memories instead of just being stuck in this crap that was given to you. Then we have the 4. I am stable. You bring stability and rationality to any situation. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance make you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. Once again, you guys over here being the dependable one, being the one that knows the shit has to get done, even though it stresses you the fuck out right here. But you guys know that you need to get it done. And it's like you don't care how many other people didn't do it, though sometimes you might get a little upset. These just flew out. We got 0. I am limitless. There is no beginning and no end. All is infinite. It is time to develop your spiritual side. You are gaining new sight and understanding of both godly and earthly things. Like I said, you guys are over here like understanding how much this is messing you up, but at the same time you're like, well, I don't want this to continue. It's like you're getting these perspectives and deciding. And then I am insightful with 29. You are highly intuitive and creative. Your mind thinks in pictures, and you seem to draw information and ideas from out of the sky. A powerful drive to know the oneness of all things. Like I said, you guys, like I said, this whale energy, there is an open communication that is just for you, period. It is yours. And it's there to make things more effortless for you because you're choosing to undertake this huge thing over here. So they're trying to make it to where it's easier for you, even though it's a very daunting task. And then 14. I am practical. Like I said, you guys, you know what's going on. You guys got some 4s in here. But and 9s and 8s. You guys probably see a lot of the stability in working numbers, which are 4s and 8s. Like the hard work, you got to do the hard work, and then you got to be stable and all those things. But you guys also have the 27. I am expressive. Your mind is wide open, and you are tolerant and compassionate towards all ways of life. You value freedom of expression and want to improve the conditions of people, whether in your community, country, or the world at large. Like I said, you guys are definitely at this point where, I mean, this community thing keeps coming up for you. You aren't supposed, in 3s, you have 3 3s and a 3 of Pentacles, but you guys aren't supposed to be doing this alone. If you've been doing this alone and it's been very heavy on you, start allowing yourself to branch out and find the people that want to help you with it. Because you guys definitely have this like waiting in the wings energy if you haven't found your people. If you have found your people and you haven't been, let's say, expressing yourself and allowing these things out, this is going to be one of the major ways to allow this healing. Because some of this stuff isn't healing because it's stuck in your mind and you need to allow it to be expressed and talked about. For some of you, this could actually be you going to therapy and talking to someone about this. Or it could be a spiritual counselor if you guys are more like you want to talk to someone more in the spiritual sense that will understand you and be a spiritual counselor. That might be something more along your lines than the medical one, because you guys seem to have a lot of deep wounds that could help you. And like I said, you got builder. Your innate adaptability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. Coming out with the 3 of Pentacles. So yes, you guys are builders. You can create pretty much anything you put your mind to. You pull things out of thin air. Like literally you had a card over here that says you pull ideas out of the sky. You can build these things you pull out of the sky. You can pull people in that want to help you from out of the sky. Like, the sky's your friend. You have let go here. Now, this energy is letting go of having to do it all yourself. Like, there is a reason you have your whale song in it, so you can call in your whale people and they can be in your group with you and help you. It's how you create your stability, is having like the building your community. You don't need to do this by yourself. You have artist. Like I said, some of you really need to express this however you can express it. You expressing it, if you feel like you're alone and you do something to put this out, you could actually draw to you the how can I put this? You can draw the community to you that is inspired by your art. How whatever your art is. For some of you, being as spiritual as you are, you could easily create things that speak to people on that level, especially with ancestors. You guys have a very deep connection to that, and karma and generational curses. It's almost like you guys, whether you speak it, write it, sing it, draw it, paint it, whatever it is, like it will speak to people on a soul level because of your connection. Protected. So if you're doing something that does not make you happy and you really want to do this, this is pretty much letting you know, hey, like, make your plans, you're practical, find how to do this in a stable way and go after what you want to do, because doing the stuff that is keeping you wrapped up in this energy of feeling like you have to go it alone isn't healthy, and plus it's not going to help you make any headway. And we have environmentalist. Earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. So, like I said, you guys have a sense of responsibility. You were born into having a sense of responsibility for whatever crap was created up here at a very masterful level. There could have been someone that was very devious in your ancestral line that did a lot of bad things, and you're just like, I want to fix it because it was really fucked up. Music literally coming out here as well. So we have artist, we have music, we have builder. Like you guys are very creative people. So don't doubt that. If that's something that's been holding you back, just start creating. You're really going to pull people to you that, like I said, they share your vision, they understand where you're coming from, and they want to help. And they're true good people. And they're going to make you want to learn more about yourself, especially if there's certain things you're running from because it's really scary. Having other people come in and try to help you will make it a lot less daunting than trying to do it all by yourself. Okay, these just wanted to all come out, so we're going to do this. We got desk. For some of you, I know I already said before writing and stuff, but for some of you, the communication could actually be automatic writing. When you guys are working, when you're creating, pay attention to what's coming out and what you're doing, because it could actually be messages from your guides. Then we have Vine, seek out information that will help you. This is coming out with this page of Pentacle energy. Like, don't be afraid to keep digging deeper. Even though it's scary, take breaks. Like, some of the things that you're going to need to learn, like I said, some of it you're going to be learning on the internet, because not everyone's going to be as appreciative of you trying to dig into your family roots and find out all the messed up shit they did. But do what you can to find what will help you work through these things. Then we have Tiger, doing something risky and taking a chance. Like I said, some people are really not going to appreciate you trying to dig this stuff up. But this is definitely something that will pay off, is so that you don't stay stuck in this place of knowing these things happened, and that it's almost like you just sitting by and doing nothing is saying it's okay when you're not okay with it. And then we have Ant, work, achievement, success. So yes, the risk pays off. Also, like I said, there's a lot of nature for you guys. Definitely, especially with environmentalists, a lot of ways they communicate with you is through nature. If you take pictures of nature just because you think it's pretty, I would say go back and look and see what feelings you get from them, or just take your time in it. I mean, this, for some reason, even though her wings are attached to her, it reminds me of a parrot. So I feel like nature mirrors back to you what you need to understand. And then you have Moon, which some of you literally are very connected to the moon phases. But this is also changes. And with this letting go energy and this stable energy, it's like the need to let go of trying to understand everything there is to know about every little change that's happening. It's almost like needing to loosen the reins of control, because this situation is very it's not something you created, so your control isn't necessarily at the top here. You're kind of at the mercy, so to speak, of this thing. You got Mountain Road, which is you're on the road to success. Like I said, this was laid on you, but you're always gonna be in line for success. Like, you're always on the way. You're always working towards your success. You're protected. Whatever you choose to really put your mind to, you can do it. And then we have Gavel, involvement with the law. Like I said, some people really don't want you to know about what this past thing was right here. Then we have Heart, love, deep affection, and caring. But you have a big heart over here. You're like, I want to take care of this no matter how messed up it was. I want to do something to fix it. And it's like, the reason some of this is not talked about is because it was something that was, like I said, someone really worked on something that was really bad. And it left a big distaste here. Yeah, you guys have Bat too. Take care, enemies are working against you. Some of these enemies are literally family for you guys. They don't want it dredged up. So when you're seeing these things, when you're going through certain things, especially with family, if you guys are seeing these animals, or like you see a random ant, or like you see the picture of a tiger, or if you're at a zoo and you see a tiger, you see vines wrapping around something, the moon is just randomly there while you're thinking about some deep shit, and it's like you look and the moon's out the window. It's like you're at this place where you're trying so hard to take care of this, and then there's people working against you with it. When you have people working against you, you need a group too, which is what you're being told over here. There is a group for you. Build your group, build your people, pay attention to your work, which is building your network and your group, so that you can break this. Because once you have your new soul group and you go into working on this, it could be bigger than you think it is if it has involvement with the law and environmental energies and all this stuff in it. It could go a lot further than just yourself, and this could be why it's such a big thing. It could be why you're having this feeling of so much pressure and crushing weight, is because, like, how the heck do I do this by myself? Well, you're not supposed to do it by yourself. You're supposed to have a group of people with you. And with this rose quartz, this energy is very loving, compassionate energy. This is supposed to help heal the heart, help heal relationships. Like I said, you are trying to mend some messed up shit. All the messages you receive try to come to you, like the way they're sent to you is through love. The people that you're trying to build, the community you're trying to build, is being built from this place of love. As long as you work from love and you don't allow these worldly things, like it says, you really understand the worldly aspect of pretty much everything, and you understand how people can fall into pitfalls, especially with how deep this thing got dug over here. You guys understand human nature can be really messed up, But at the same time, there are people like you that want to fix what others have created, like a massive hole in the ground over here. Allow these people to come into your life. Allow yourself to trust them, to trust yourself, because this is self-love as well as like, this is very unconditional, soothing love. It's the love that heals wounds. It's the love that helps you move forward and finally release a lot of the pain that's been just sitting on you for a really long time. This also speaks to being able, which is hard, being able to forgive what was done. Because you can heal these different things, but then it comes right back around to you being able to forgive what you were born into, which takes a lot, because you're not going to get an I'm sorry or something like that, like you would from a person that hurt you. You're more going to get you needing to accept that this happened. And you can do it. And you'll have people around you that are trying to help you, and you'll be helping those people too. It's going to be a big community of people that are trying to work on this. Don't make yourself feel like you're not included. Even if you're new to this kind of community and it's already there and you didn't start it, just know that you're being led to this place for a reason. But that is what I have for my Aura Rose Quartz and how your guides communicate with you, which it seems like you guys just got a lot of heavy shit sitting on you, which it's like they're open and they talk to you, but you guys just have a whole lot of heavy shit. But yeah, that's what I have. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to be putting it on YouTube. Also, if you didn't know, I created my own deck. So I'm going to link that in my videos from now on if you guys want to check those out. But I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I think this is the longest session I've done. I come back from being off for a bit and sit on here for 6 hours. But yeah, I hope this helped you guys, helped bring some clarity, hopefully opened up some things that might have been blocked off. But I will see you guys on Wednesday. Gonna be talking about that Aries new moon coming in on Sunday. So I'm going to leave you guys here. Have a great rest of your night, day, evening, morning, wherever you are. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye.